you want to get a nice jawline. Here's how to do it. Number one, you have to eat hard foods. Now there's a holy trinity, 3 of them. Mark Mew, his father, and his grandfather. They are the dynasty of mewing. Now, what they did was, Mark Mew is a registered orthodontist, and he makes videos online and he tells people, eat like this, train like this, and you'll get a jawline. So step 1, you have to watch Mark Mew. Now, he said before that you need to use something to exercise the jawline. What you can do is eat beef jerky. In South Africa, we have something called biltong. Biltong is very hard dried meat. They take a cow, they kill it, basically in an abattoir, they cut it, obviously there you get your steaks, your porterhouse, your rumps, all the nice parts of meat. And biltong is where you take that meat and you put vinegar on it, and you put salt, and you put spices, and you put it in a dryer for a couple of days or weeks. Once it becomes hard and dry, that's when you can then eat into it. Now, I want you to eat beef jerky or biltong as it's called in my country, but don't get those small little pieces, don't get those tiny little flakes, because that's going to give you a weak jawline, so you end up going from like this to like this. You don't want to look like this. Beef jerky. No, you want to have a thick piece and stop cutting it up. Now, step 1. Step number 2, understand that you've been attacked, my friend. You've been attacked by poisons. Think about Coca-Cola, okay? It's soft, it's slimy, it's sludgy. It's a poison. Think of McDonald's. It's soft, it's slimy, it's soft. It's a poison. You're putting in poison. And what's that going to do? It's going to erode your jawline. Now, have you ever heard of a concept of land erosion? Imagine you have a mine dump. So what you're doing is you're mining for gold, with your pickaxe. But what happens is there's all this dirt that has to be excavated. That's what happens in a mine shaft. The mine shaft to the diamond or the gold ore, and then it gets excavated. What happens is that ends up in a pile. But what happens now when it rains? What happens when it storms? When the wind's hailing and everything's going, and it starts hailing and it starts raining, buckets and buckets and buckets of rain. Well, there's something called land erosion. Before the rain, that soil was solidifying. Maybe there were trees which were planting and expanding their roots, giving that little, pile of ground structure. But the second that the water comes down and it starts to rain, that's when your soil starts to erode. Now, how did that mountain become strong? The mountain, even though it was just, bit of ground, bit of dirt being thrown onto a pile, the reason it had that rigidity was because it was dry and because it was hard and because the conditions were very hot. Now let's apply that same logic to our jaw muscle. The second that there was rain, the second that it was soft, everything softened. The second that you stop eating hard foods is the second that it's like rain coming, going to erode your jawline. You can see. Clear. I've got a jawline. And I'm telling you, if you eat all the poisons and you don't drink water, for example, you are going to have a jawline. So eat your beef jerky. Okay. Number 3, because I want you to get a jawline, you have to exercise. Now, there are lots of people that I knew growing up as kids, and they were fat, pudgy kids. Pudgy and fat. And they didn't have a good jawline. But the second that they've started training, it comes through. Not just that, you can get something that's called a drawn-in cheek. So when I do that random weird thing with my face, can you see how my cheeks go in? Obviously, I'm accentuating it. But that gives you an indication. This is what all of the male models have. They have these indrawn cheeks. If you do what I'm saying, you eat hard food, you listen to Mark Mew, okay, you study what they say, and you prevent yourself from eating poison so that your jawline doesn't erode, then, my friend, you're going to get drawn cheeks. Not only is that going to give your face more structure, it's going to give what you say more emphasis and more oomph, but it's going to give you that jawline that you so desperately want. And all these things work together. If you gym and you do everything I've just told you, this is what you can expect. Hunter eyes. My eyes used to be like this, and a round face. Hello, I've got a round face. And now, I've got hunter eyes. Hunter eyes are where the frowning part of your face comes forward, where your jaw comes forward, where your face becomes more heavily accentuated. Now, here's the thing. When I was younger, we went on the school camp, and we were playing soccer and football, and one of the kids, his name was Benji. Benji took the soccer ball, and he smashed it like this. Pah! Now, Benji was amazing at kicking, and he slammed the ball, not on this side of my face, like this. Pah! Right here in my eye. So if I actually feel here, can you see this massive bump that I've got? That's from the soccer ball. And if you feel over here, I've got a crack in my face leading to my nose being skewed. So yes, maybe my face could be out of alignment, but I don't effing care because I've got a great jawline. So you most likely never got hit by a soccer ball, which means that you are still going to be able to have a nice defined symmetrical face. So not only are you going to have a symmetrical face, but now you're going to have a jawline, broad cheeks, and you could even become a male model, my friend. I like to be a male model, but on my own platform. That's how you get a jawline! Beef jerky.